Winning for the series tonight, and it is Ryu Boraz. Welcome back, man.
Hey, Toby.
Hi.
How's it going, man?
It's going good. It's going good. I was chilling back. I was watching some Techies Tusker.
Yeah, me too. It looks like a really fun game. Maybe we'll get a Techies test.
Who knows? Either way, I don't care if we get a Techies Tusker or whatever we get. I always like Techies because I love watching the way other teams deal with it. But for me, I just look for the plays. I look for the good Dota. That's what I'm in search of for tonight's game. And we got one last series for our round 1 of the qualifier. For all the details of this tournament, you can go to ESL1. No, you can't. That's not for that one. You go to joindota.com for this one. It's not actually on the sub-site. It's on our coverage pages over on joindota.com, where you can follow the tournament in its entirety, including the European qualifiers, which were going on. So, a lot of Dota, a lot of fun, a lot of great times to be had, and a little bit of Lena to heat up my night.
Yeah, and there is so many tournaments now. It's just fun that it keeps on expanding the scene with the majors, and even have a lot of these smaller tournaments just to get the teams, back on their footing after the TI.
Yeah,
make them wind down a little bit.
It actually opens up a lot of space for the teams looking to prove themselves and, as you said, get back on their footing, but prove to themselves that they can play and function as a team in a competitive environment. And it's with the other big names, like EG has not played in a tournament. Team Secret, the only tournament they signed up for, was in fact Paradise Gaming. We all know how that one ended.
How was your trip, Toby?
It was fantastic.
You still got to cast CSGO though, I saw.
I did. Even though that was like pretty challenging. But it's good I get to cast more CSGO actually. I'm doing it in 2 weeks. I'm actually traveling to London for the first time in what is now 26 years since I went back to the motherland or wherever the hell, I don't know.
They need some Australian tournaments so you can go back to the true motherland.
They actually have a couple, but they're never big enough to actually have me come back. Yeah.
5 seconds. They just need to bring over the Southeast Asian ones, maybe, and put them in Australia.
Right, they tried to do that, and really? None of the Southeast Asian teams wanted to go. It's also too much money for the Southeast Asian teams to travel because it costs you roughly, depending on the quality of the flight, but a return trip you're probably looking at on average around 1,200 euro or USD to do that flight, and that's one person. So you can imagine flying all the Southeast Asian teams down for that, or flying up the one Australian team to Southeast Asia, and all the Southeast Asians can travel for roughly 200 euro and get there. And sometimes that's the entire team's travel costs is 200 euro. Because if you're in Singapore or Malaysia, you just catch a bus to go from one side to the other. It's very, very simple.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, now we got our history in Australia.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Let's not ask about the ships again. But yeah, well, let's start off with our game. So we banned Bounty, Lashrak, Storm Spirit, TA, Gyro. No surprise there. A little bit surprised to see the Nagasaren being banned out this early, but after the amount of, the games we saw tonight and its influence over at TI, it's not as much of a surprise. I don't know if you know if Imagine are big fans of using the Nagasaren, because I'm assuming you actually know Team Imagine fairly well.
Remaining.
I know.
You know Jenkins.
Yeah, I know Jenkins and I know Flying Zebra. I know Nusham and Chibi, but I don't really played with them. I only played a little bit with Jenkins and Flying Zebra, but that's just in the league itself. So I'm not exactly sure what they want to run.
Do you know who Qilong Kwa is?
No, I do not know.
Is it Qilong Qi or Qilong?
I would say Qua too, but it's probably not because it's. I don't think you'd pronounce Q in Chinese, but don't quote me on that.
Let's just call him. Let's just call him Qilong.
Qilong. I don't know who that is.
What a shame we dropped off the end. But it's like pronouncing someone's last name. Like he's not in trouble. We're not gonna if it's just like, hey Qilong. It was like Qilong Qua.
Call him Chi Chi.
It's like go to Chi Chi. Great. he's Chitu.
You're never gonna get that name out of your head now.
Chi-Chi? Man, Chi-Chi would be so good. But it makes me think of Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
Is that actually where you got it from?
Yes.
Of course it is.
Trying to get you to make it.
Of course it is. Haven't watched enough of the earlier of the newer episodes.
I'm only up to episode 5 as well.
I got through like 3 of them, and I'm just like,
Nothing's really happened. Yep.
Yeah, it's like, The storyline was moving too quickly for me. Okay, so we get a PL on the field with no Leshrac to counter. No great clearance because the Gyrocopter and the Ember Spirit were also banned out. So Boreal might have a lot of troubles with this Phantom Lancer.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. They do have a little bit of good wave clearing though. For Alina's spells, both are counteracted to it. Wyvern, he can do a great deal of damage. Tusk as well. So they have a lot of AoE to deal with it. But in later stages of the game, it might be too much, right? So you still need a bit more AoE to help out in this situation, and try to figure out what they want to do. Like, do they want to go for a lockdown, or do they want to go to Mjolnir carry, or do they want to go Battle Fury carry? Like, Anti-Mage is still in the game if they still want that opportunity.
You could always just go for the early aggression. Like we were joking about the Taskguard techies earlier before, but if you want to keep a PL down, you just got to keep pummeling him down. Never give him space in the lane. So you can run a Lina mid up against the Quap. You can throw the AM on the bottom lane. If it's an Earthshake, you get an early point in Mana Burn, and just force the ES out of the lane. So you can never get to that Soul Ring or farm with Fissure, and then you run your Taskguard techies on the off lane. Like, I'm assuming that Dazzle's going to be like the final ban here, but that's...
5 seconds remaining.
I think Tusk techies is really good, but it wouldn't kill a PL in that lane. It would apply a lot of pressure, but with his Doppelganger, I don't think they could kill him. But yeah, as long as you have that presence in that lane, you're terrified, and it's really hard to CS. So I do agree they could run that, and they could probably get a lot of pickoffs on the supports, and they could shut down the farm a little bit of the PL.
I love how there was someone inside the chat whose name just had to be Fire Dota, as in like I don't know if it was actually the Team Fire account or something like that. Like, oh my god, imagine equals Team Leviathan.
Wait, is it how many? Isn't this Team Leviathan?
This is Team Imagine.
Yeah, but they have 4 of the players.
Yeah, it's literally Leviathan, but they have a new name called Team Imagine. This is that whole thing about like branding that we talked about earlier tonight, that I will explain in detail sometime soon for everyone.
That's going to be a 5-hour paper? Somebody's going to be staying up all night?
No, those videos will only last a maximum of 10 minutes. Average of 5. If I go longer than 10 minutes, I kill a duck. Alright, so Imagine, final pickup now.
I wanted to say I would kill the duck if it's from the duck song.
What's the duck song?
You're trolling me, right?
Do you mean the duck gif, where they all cry out in terror?
No, you're telling me you don't know the duck song. Hey, you got any grapes?
Nope. Not ringing a bell.
Oh my goodness, Toby.
Why do I think this is a good thing I don't know this song?
Alright, you don't want to know this song.
Fantastic.
Go back to Dota.
Yeah, let's move on before I get like scarred for life. So imagine if she banned out the Undying here instead, so they might... Undying isn't the hero I would think of, though. Like, whenever you go up against something like a PL, like, Illusion Clearance is only going to do so much. You want to have direct attack and actually pick up the Dazzle, so they block pick, in a way, the Dazzle here. But something tells you, like, Dazzle was probably more of what Boreal were thinking about. I'm still thinking the techies is brilliant. Because it's not going to be the PL illusions that can cause trouble, but they're not like the old PL illusions. If you got a Mana Style, then yeah, that'll work. But Dazzle is rarely going to Shallow Grave to walk through mines. So...
yeah, Lina versus Quap mid. Lina has a good time, could take the advantage in that.
Yep.
Earthshaker's going to be in the off lane, so Wyvern, only person needing to be there. And you can run this aggressive dual lane with Tusk techies, or Tusk Undying, which is what they were thinking. So
you could even throw Wyvern up there, like get an Orb of Venom onto that techies and he can harass the Earthshaker out. With a couple of mines, Earthshaker can't just move into little crevices and try and play classic Jimmy and just leech experience. He won't be able to do such a thing. He'll only be able to feature block, and then the techies just throws a mine on the tier 1 tower, and they'll slowly take out the tower. Yeah, it looks really good. It looks so good right now. The only thing I would give it up for would be some higher level of team fight. Something like a disruptor pickup might be nice.
I think they're gonna go Darkseer if they're not gonna go techies. I feel like they. Ooh, we would never guess that one, but
yeah, because it doesn't combo with much at all.
I guess they're thinking the only thing it combos with in this game is Snowball. Like relocate Snowball into, you know, Punch, and then the balls. So you have a bunch of balls running at you, and it's not too bad because all the balls will explode maybe on impact, and as long as the cool that could be a lot of magical damage.
Hang on, are you actually saying that Tuskar can put 4 people into a snowball, and then they can relocate the snowball?
No, I'm saying when Wisp relocates with Tusk, they both snowball together, and then Wisp balls will be up.
Okay.
And then they'll do an insane amount of magical burst damage.
Okay, because just for a moment I was just like, wait, mechanically is that possible? If everyone's
cool.
If everyone's actually inside the snowball, and then you're tethered to the Tuskar, and I believe the tether remains even when he snowballs, and then you could relocate.
That's a play. I do not know if it's possible, but it sounds amazing.
It sounds totally broken if it works. That would be amazing.
The biggest problem, though, is you wouldn't have the snowball for the team fight. But it's it's like a pit lord. It's like you're relocating in with a pit lord.
Yeah, you're right. Because actually, if you were snowballing and then you relocated, like you could only do short jumps. Or you were snowballing onto a creep, which would then potentially turn you around once you relocated the snowball in.
Yep.
Yeah. So, if you could snowball everyone in and then choose your target, brilliant. But you can't do that.
I'm not sure if you've been noticing this game, but Lina has 140 mana.
Wait, what? Yeah,
they cleared out all the trees.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at what cost?
Wisp will just bottle up and give her all her mana back anyway. Unless she... Okay, so
I'm so confused right now.
She takes the 100-100 rune while Wisp is rushing the bottle.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, it doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to do this. Especially with the creep line they cleared up. So they're going to be stacking these 2 camps. Wisp is one of these unique heroes for the Radiant side, where if you also clean up like a little bit of here, you can potentially pull up if you get the right creeps. So that's what I would have been looking to see from the Wisp. So then you could just throttle the lane back, and Queen of Pain would have an absolute nightmare of a time. But that's not the case, and they're going to run a Tuskar off lane, who doesn't really win the duel up against the Dazzle. Like, they'll be trading blows here and there, but when Dazzle actually goes Poison Touch to start with, okay, maybe now I can eat my words. He's actually going to win the duel. He's going to get one more attack in. He doesn't have enough for it. The Shards, there's no mana for it, and in fact, the Lance is going to chase Jeppins back out of the top lane, and he'll have to trigger off that salve of his.
Yeah, Poison Touches. I don't know if that's the right play, but they're still might going to get Jeppins here. Do they have Mango or anything?
Yeah,
no, they don't.
Yeah, they need to get in range for the Poison Touch. Yeah, there's nothing to do. And Jenkins on this bottom lane as the Earthshaker. Wasn't really expecting him to get much. Like, he found level 2. And the Radiant Creep Wave isn't really going to push in. Like, it's still in range of his own tower. So that Arctic Burn harassment coming out from PQ didn't really do much at all. Like, it chipped away a little bit of his life, but that's fine for Jenkins. He's actually nicely aggro controlling to drag the wave back in range of his tower. Bring him into a safe place where he can farm Soul Ring.
Also, there was a really good creep block in the mid lane for the Queen of Pain to start out with, and that's helping her really win CS right now. And she's level 3, but it's really hard to play this matchup, especially when the Wisp can come in at any time. And if you get one stun, you could be going down here, so Shibi has to play a little bit careful.
That's a really nice rune for Jenkins. managed to find himself a regeneration rune. The Arctic Burn from Wyvern's going to cancel most of its effect. And in fact, they might lock him in here. Throws at the fissure. Oh, wait, he just blocked himself in.
Oh,
he's got to back up and run down the bottom lane. Now,
Anti-mage? He's just bought boots.
Yeah, he's going to blink forward with the boots. The tether will slow down Jenkins enough, and this will be first blood. It goes the way of the wind to Wyvern, of all people.
He got boots now, and he can buy upgraded courier. That's
that works.
Fine.
It works. But that's still a bad start for Imagine. Like, you lose your Earthshaker on the off lane. Now the supports of Boreal can move a little bit quicker. The Anti-Mage gets to be involved in the kill as well. He's got a huge creep wave coming his way right now too, so it's a real easy farm here for Derek.
Mid lane.
Oh, they're having another go. It's Queen of Pain with Scream off cooldown, but can't go underneath that tower. But got bottle charges, so it's fine. And that's for both sides. Like, they're actually running dual bottles in the mid, so Lina as well as Whisper running bottles.
Yeah, this is just dirty. And wait for those TPs to come in to refill.
I was waiting for you to actually bring that up. It's like, what are you going to do when you got 2 bottles? I don't know. How about we just, like, send him back to base? Level 6, what do we use this for? Do we relocate to attack? No. We relocate bottles to take him back to well.
Should just buy 2 couriers. Just bring back Southeast Asian Dota at its finest.
Pinoy style. Oh, good times. Great Dota. I still miss the day when we had like the first change to the draw range aura, and it was like completely global, and the buff was insane. And the Pinoys are just like, okay, it's gonna be sweet, and they built an offlane puck who got Shadow Blade.
Wow.
It sounds really stupid, but the bonus damage you got from Shadow Blade on top of the bonus damage you got from Drow Ranger, there was so much damage you could inflict. Now, looks like Mr. Pizza Dad's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Man, that really looks like a weird IRC name. Jenkins on the run out. The Shard's actually going to hold him in. The 12 life points is all he has left. And Shibby's in too deep. Actually trades his life for the Linas. And Splinter Blast is not going to make this any easier for Imagine. They're coming back in for another fissure. He wants to. That Whisper's low enough that the fissure hit. It's not enough damage. 7 life. The Wisp will survive on.
Level 1 fissure.
Yeah.
Imagine if that was level 2.
Yeah. But at the same time, Jenkins did use the Totem Stomp during that last fight, so yeah, he got an extra stun out from it. Either way, that Whisper's lucky to be alive. They'll run back to base. The Anti-Mage is free farming up the bottom lane, so still having a ball of a time. The PL's keeping up with him, as it's Chi-Chi doing his work.
No. If Winter Wyvern didn't go down to the mid lane too, they wouldn't have killed Quap. She would have had Blink back up. So it was a good rotation from all of the supports too. Killing the Quap was essential there, else that would have been a huge win. And Lina is about to get her level 6 before Quap.
Shibby's gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Laguna Blade to just like destroy all of her wishes. What's coming into? So it's just basic boots now arriving for Shibby, so he's got movement speed. That was another problem for him. He found himself underneath the tower with no way to move, being slowed up. And then the movement speed just dropped so drastically.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There was no way he was running away. You could only rely on Blink, but it's still a level 1 Blink. So your cooldown is very, very long for that.
Yeah. I want to say that Boreal has been doing a much better job of stacking everything though.
Radiant's top tower is
everything's been triples or quad stacked here. Right here and here. There's just a lot of farm to go around.
But notice Shibby's now coming to have a bit of a look.
Shibby, though?
But he walked in front of a Radiant Ward, so they put out the balls to try and find Queen of Pain. And she's forced to blink herself onto the cliffside, and she's going to cliff jungle it. Is this a...
She's going to ulti. I would ulti for this.
Yep. They're so far away, she'll get all of the experience, because the rest of Imagine are farming up the other jungle. Jenkins is dead. He is so deep in here. He's going to reveal 4 heroes down. So they realize they're farming up the stacks, but it's kind of worth it for what Shibby's getting in return, because he's solo farming up this triple stack, while the top tier 1 tower is going to go the way of the Phantom Lancer. This is actually worth it for Imagine.
This is over. After that stack gets cleared, your morale, it's gone.
They're gonna come down for it now. Like, okay, boys, we got a triple stack here. That's gonna give us like great items. And why are there only 2 centaurs? You lied to me.
I'm watching the replay for you because you said it was stacked.
that would be the ultimate level of distrust caused in your team. You told me it was stacked. I swear, I stacked. There were 3 there. I don't think you actually did. I swear, there were 3 stacks there. Just believe me. Aliens do exist. In the meantime, too, Jenkins died in the offlane, so the Earthshaker got sold up by the Anti-Mage. He was pretty low. I actually took the camera away from it because I didn't think it was going to happen. But he must have blinked forward attack twice and then dropped him. Because the Anti-Mage already worked his mana down to being about 1/3. And this Earthshaker, like the mana pool isn't amazing, it's 300, but with 2 burn hits, it's enough for the mana void to get the kill.
Yeah, the Anti-Mage is going to have to carry this game after what just transpired. But I think PL's going to farm a little bit faster than him because he's going to go for the boots and travel himself. So he's going to pick up his farm faster than the AM because he's going to get the bots first. Although he doesn't have a Quelling Blade. Maybe I could fault him for that. Normally you want to see that. So you can help your farming rate even more.
I'm sure he can buy BTs and the Quelling Blade if desired. Because he's taking out a double stack right now, which is also spreading some experience over to the Dazzle. And he's got another double stack a little bit further to the right, if he wants it, which is Wild Wings and Hellbears. But he's coming back to the top lane because they need to get a little bit more farm up there. And you're right, bottom lane. They're just shutting after Jenkins. He's got, okay, he doesn't have a stun anymore. He'll have to commit Soul Ring to get that stun, but he's got help. In fact, Shibi's going to jump in, throws out the Sonic Wave, and because Wiz tethered in, he was in range of the Scream. Oh! Mistakes were made.
We're talking about people getting close, the Wiz getting too close, the Earthshaker. Oh boy.
Jacob was like, I know, I can just feature I can help out my team. Wait, he's coming too close. He's coming too close. He's way too close. And gets build damage now. Jeppin's going to be picked up on the top lane, thrown back to the PL. The snowball protected for a little bit. And because, like, that word, Phantom Rush was already used already. He had potential to escape there. But with the lands coming back off cooldown for Chi-Chi, he'll survive. And I'm not seeing Chi-Chi buying his BTs. Like, it should be in his quick buy and flying out to him. So I'm wondering if we're looking at something unusual or different. It should be BTs, but maybe
I think it is. It's either you rush BTs, or in this situation when you save up this much gold, you probably just rush Refusal and then you just try to fight and...
Yep. It's BTs. He bought the BTs and still buys a full bracer to go with the BTs.
Tanking up even more.
Well, it should just be BTs into drums, and then you can get your Diffusal Blade up. Actually, would you still finish up the drums when you're going BT build? Might make more sense to try and like work into the Manta.
Oh. I'm never a personal fan of drums, but it's really good when you want to fight early.
But if you can also get away with having the Manta style with BTs, your split push power is just so much amplified.
I don't think they can really kill the Anti-Mage anyways until they have Earthshaker get some levels. He has the Echo Slam up. You get a lift into the Echo Slam, pops there. They can get the kills, so... I think it's just going to be the split pushing game, though. So, definitely wants to go for the fast one. Maybe we see a Yasha, too. That's not too bad. Casual Yasha.
That works. All about improving that farm rate. At the same time, like, who was that? I saw a PL recently who built a Mask of Madness.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah, which game was that? It was recently too, and I'm like looking at this PL. He's just moving so quickly, like not only just up and down the lanes, but from camp to camp in the jungle, which is normally where you saw the Mask of Madness pick up previously.
Yeah, I've never advocated, because the biggest thing why Mask of Madness is the worst is because it shows who the real PL is.
Yeah,
that's
true.
That's the whole point of the hero, is to make sure you don't get spotted out.
That's why you have things more like Vladimir's. So then you don't get spotted out, but you still get your lifesteal and your aura buff up. That works. But yeah, it's really weird to see a PL without a Quelling Blade. a little bit of bread and butter for him. Nice
Yeah, I think he could have 10 more CS right now, honestly.
Well, for those that don't know, like it's all about the illusion. Oh, wow, Jenkins. He's just gonna run out of here, but he blows the smoke. So Boreal's smoked up to try and have a play at this. Now Rubik can help out. He's actually stolen Blink, so he's gonna get a pick up on Lena to throw it back. The curse will go on the Rubik to ensure his death, but it saves Jenkins. And at this point, okay, no, it doesn't save Jenkins. He gets one stun. There's nothing more to give. Whoa, wait. Okay, yeah, there's more to give. There's an Echo Slam. He's Soul Ring so he could do it. And Derek wants to chase it. Jenkins actually turned around for the stun, and now he just blinks forward. He thought the Anti-Mage would chase him through a little bit further. And yep, you're right, Queen of Pain. Where's that Laguna? Wait.
Just got enough mana. He shouldn't have enough.
He's going to keep going on the chase. Should be getting slapped by the balls, and he's going to have to blink himself back. They've got the Observer Ward in the lane, so they can see Shibby perfectly, and it's a double kill for the Anti-Mage. This Anti-Mage, in 13 minutes, has 5 kills and 1 assist to go with his 80 CS. This should not happen.
I'm speechless. They're just like, here you go, free Battle Fury. I'll give it to you guys.
That's actually what it is. Like, this Battle Fury is going to be done in 15 minutes. This is so problematic for Imagine. They've just given Anti-Mage what he needs to fight up against the Phantom Lancer. And this PL was having a really good start too. Like, this PL got his boots at a good time. He's got drums, Aquila. Like, you're not going to shake your head at that. You're very, very happy with all of this.
See, this is what happens when you try to make the plays, right? You try to make the play to save your Earthshaker, then you die, and then your Earthshaker tries to save your Rubik. And then he gets chased, and you try to save him, and then he dies, and then you just keep on repeating the cycle of your team just getting baited and dying, when you could have just stopped the bleeding at one hero and just backed out, farmed, and went elsewhere.
Well, Imagine they're going to group up again. They start with a Fissure. The Blink that was stolen by Rubik's going to do some work, but then again, the Curse doing just as much work, locking down the Queen of Pain. She's going to blink herself away, and what was stolen is going to be the Splinter Blast.
Good attempt though there.
It's still good nukage. Like, whenever you're a Rubik and you get something like this, like, you might feel like your lane's going to get pressured or pushed after you commit a decent chunk of abilities to try and go for that. Then you just Fade Bolt and have that secondary nuke. You take out any creep wave, or do what you're about to do, which is triple stack the camp, and then you can Fade Bolt, Splinter Blast, and just farm it yourself.
Yep. You can get a fast Blink Dagger too.
Yeah, she went for an urn. Why is there an urn on this Rubik?
What'd you say?
There's an urn on the Rubik.
I guess he just wants to tank up.
Top tower is under attack.
I just... Considering you're going up against things like Tusker, it might have been a better choice to go for something more like a Force Staff or just a straight Blink Dagger. So you can get that telekinesis pickup when someone like relocates in, or you can just get the space.
I don't even think he needs a Blink Dagger this game, because he could just steal it from the Anti-Mage, and then he should probably go Glimmer Cape. There's so much magic damage that you need a Glimmer Cape. And Dazzle normally goes for the Medallion or Solar Crest, and then the Solar Crest afterwards. So the only other person who can get it is the Earthshaker and the Rubik. The Earthshaker needs a Blink Dagger first.
Ah, you're right. At the same time, like, having both...
Toby said I was right. This ain't Dota.
Yeah, it's exactly Dota, man. I always turn to you for guidance. But also seeing a Rubik with the Blink Dagger as well as the Blink ability, like, that initiation range just goes through the roof.
Yeah, I love that too.
And it's not even just the fact you got initiation range. Potentially you can just blink in, telekinesis Fade Bolt, and then use your blink to get straight back out again. And Queen of Pain realizes you initiate. Boreal's like, oh crap, now what am I gonna do? Am I really gonna like curse a Rubik? That's not a thing.
Yeah, he really wants to steal the Winter's Curse. That's his big play. Oh, relocate.
Yeah, they went down to bottom lane. They were searching for Jenkins, but Jenkins is already TPing away. They're too late for
awareness.
it. But at the same time, if Imagine, okay, Jenkins is too far away from this. The Rubik does have Blink, but I thought for a moment they might be able to have a bit of a play Imagine on that mid lane. But with Laguna Blade up at level 2, as well as Yule Scepter available for Pizza Dad now, it's a little bit more dangerous to initiate.
speaking of PL, what did he get? Oh, he's going the drums, diffusal, rush. Or not rush, build.
No. But he's still so far behind because of this.
Yeah, he went drums and he hasn't fought once.
Yep.
That's why I have to fault him for going this build.
Agreed.
If you buy drums, you kind of have to manage to get a fight. Oh, they just got a pickup at least there.
Yeah, but without the PL. The funny thing is too, like he bought BTs as well, but I haven't seen him use his BTs once. So like you pick up items, but they just don't match it. Like at this point, it would have been more efficient for him to pick up a hand of Midas as well as a Yasha. Like that would have created a faster farming position for him.
Jeppins just used all of his abilities, but then he just...
Look at Animage, he just creep skipped. This Animage has completed. Like he's 800 gold away from having his Yasha. He's going to give Blink again towards the Rubik, but he came into the dire jungle, this Animage, just to take out a couple of the camps. He'll move in for the 18-minute room, which lets you go the way of Io. There's no stacks on the Ancients, but it's still Animage now up to 10,000 net worth, a full 2,000 in front of the Phantom Lancer. Like he's got 4 kills on top of the PL, but still, imagine not doing anything to quell this farm of the anti-mage.
Yeah, I was just about to talk about that. They need to put a ward over here in their own ancient or their own dire jungle on this hill, and they also need to put one in the enemy jungle. They really need to keep tabs of where the anti-mage is, so they can make plays either on their enemy or the anti-mage.
It's getting a little too close to that tier 1 tower. But Rubik actually traded out his Blink for 4 levels up in Ice Shards.
That's kind of weird.
It's kind of like the greatest thing you can have is the Blink. Especially when you don't have Blink. Like Jenkins would give anything to be able to have that steal ability for Blink. Unfortunately, Earthshakers aren't built that way. They missed on the stack time, so it's only a triple stack over on the Dire Ancients. But the Radiant saw this, like the Observer Ward's still there for them for another 22 seconds. The Dire Observer Ward will watch their movement over if they do try and contest this.
They just smoked under a ward.
Okay, that's not great.
They smoked behind the tier 1 tower, but behind the tower there's a ward.
Yep. And the Animage saw it, so Derek already backing himself up. Now completed that Yasha, so his movement speed is now going to increase, which makes his farm even easier. And he's actually going to blink up and take the Ancient stack while the smoke gank will fail. Like, the blink will come in, so Winter Wyvern, he's still got Cold Embrace, which he'll let off. And in fact, Derek, they're going to snowball themselves in. He goes directly onto Shivy and brings in the help. You might have a curse, that's going to do some work. And 2 players already down for Imagine. They'll scan out the Earthshaker with the Mana Void. The noise started, but they never completed. But with those 2 heroes down, Derek's now going to move up and take out the triple stack of Ancient. So what Queen of Pain stole before is now going to be taken back with interest from Boreal.
Yep. This is just... It feels like the stack that Queen of Pain stole earlier, it just got returned.
Yep.
Twofold.
Yep. That's the plus interest, man. That's the plus interest. And now they even take the tier 1 tower in the mid. They don't care the fact that Weaver's on them and they've lost about 10 armor apiece. They just keep going around the map. They've taken out 2 of the tier 1 towers. The Anti-Mage continues to farm up the Dire side. He actually finds another stack inside the Dire jungle. Imagine can't actually keep doing stacks. Like, you get a new aggressive Observer Ward down. Maybe a little bit too close because they're probably going to Sentry Ward on top of this cliff. And Imagine we'll be able to find that Observer Ward. Where are you going?
Waiting for Chi-Chi to do something.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah. He's got the items to do it. At the same time, like, Boreal don't need to do anything against him. They're teeping down the bottom lane now. Like, while you might consider pushing out the top, there's no point to it. Let your Anti-Mage continue to farm up. He's almost finished up this Manta style. And once he's got that, this PL doesn't really stand a chance because he's not tanky enough. We're still looking at a 1200 life PL. That's not enough to deal with an Anti-Mage with this level of farm.
Yep. And I want to talk about Queen of Pain's build here with the Yags. It was, normally you want to get the Orchid first on the Queen of Pain to shut down the Anti-Mage before he gets his Manta, but because he got so far ahead on the Anti-Mage, they couldn't shut him down. So going for this quick Ags to make sure you can push out the waves faster and de-push. Because you know this has to be a long game. Oh,
wow. The blink into Curse is fresh over on the Wyvern. However, the Rubik able to blink himself away to safety under the cover of Shallow Grave. He also relocated in for that, expecting more TP support coming in from Imagine. And right now it's just the PL illusions causing the trouble. Wisp will relocate himself back as time runs out. But Rubik should be counting his lucky stars. One, he stole Blink before that fight began. And two, the fact he escaped. Yep.
Oh, he's gonna get a Queen of Pain ult in the face. Almost dodged it.
Snowballs. Where's his Blink? He's got mech and stick charges. Are they gonna have a stun? That. Oh no! Oh! Oh!
Leroy.
Just little. Oh no!
I just don't have anything to say to that. So.
Oh, I feel so sorry.
It hurts me. That hurts me too, Toby. It hurts me.
Dude, like. I think a vasectomy would have actually been less painful.
Just getting punched in the balls like 100 times.
Oh, man, Jenkins at his ball 7. He's literally not a man anymore. And he's about to die as well, just for all of his efforts. Animate will blink forward. 2 attacks will do the job. Oh, that's just gone from bad to worse. That's when you tilt. That's when you fully tilt. And now, Yule Scepter, Light Striker Ray, Laguna Blade. There's no mana. He doesn't have mana for it. He needed to bottle charge up or have Wiz tether him and give him a charge. That should have actually been the death of the Lena, of the Queen of Pain there to the Lena solo. And mana management, not the strongest. But oh man, Jenkins.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, let's just hope that doesn't affect the next game. I'm not calling it over yet. They still have a Phantom Lancer, but they've got a long way to claw back in.
They have a PL who's 5,000 net worth behind an anti-mage. And an anti-mage who, I love it when anti-mages do this. Or any hero does this up against a hero like a Phantom Lancer. Because like, I quote the Book of Fly. Now the Book of Fly, who says, actually it was the Book of Fly and the Book of Honey. It was the Book of Honey, not the Book of Fly. I take it back. The Book of Honey states, when dealing with illusion-based heroes, attack the real hero and ignore the illusions. And itemize to kill off that real hero. That's why I loved having heroes like Bane being picked up against things like PL and Naga Siren and things like this. Getting Abyssal Blade is the perfect item for such a situation.
Yeah. The other one that's really good too is Butterfly. Like, what do the illusions do if they can't hit you? And it increases your farming even more.
Dazzle.
Well, Zebra.
Premature Grave. An anti-mage puts quite firmly into it. 7 kills on this anti-mage now. What is
I feel like it doesn't even matter what item he goes.
He's at 700 gold per minute. 700 gold per minute, 25 minutes in. He's got more CS than seconds have passed. Hey, Queen of Pain's looking at him. Anime doesn't care. Like, why should he? What are they going to do against him? Like, he triggered his mana illusions already, which was farming up the mid lane and holding it back so the tier 2 tower's taking damage. He moves between every jungle camp you've got, so Imagine are now limited to farming up inside the lanes. And limited to the point where Jenkins, like, you're not an Argus Siren, you can't slip through the cracks there, man. And now the Snowball protects him from the lands. Jenkins, well, where's the extra help? There's your curse! Actually holds Rubik in position as well. They could go for a little bit more here, but Wyvern's already found one of these kills. They came for the tower, the Earthshaker was just the frosting on top of the cake. And there's the tier 2 tower going the way of the anti-mage.
He just missed another Echo. He's still 1,000 gold away from Blink. That's their only way back into this game. Their only real initiate hero.
Dire's bottom tower is under
yeah.
It's not looking good.
Well, Roshan's going to get the crap beaten out of him. The Basher trigger, so PMS might just be dropped. I kind of actually want to give the Aegis to the Lena at this point because the anti-mage just doesn't look like he can die. And yeah, you see Lena moving in closer. They realize things can be happening here, so the Aegis Immortal goes to Lena, and they're already blinking up the chaser. Actually using telekinesis to drag him closer to the Dazzle, helping to get that kill. The Dazzle TPing out. They have no more stuns, but the Rubik is down for the count. And it kind of looks, man, like the ship is going under. They've hit the iceberg. And no one knew to actually put the doors down to stop the compartments from flooding.
Yeah, there's actually, they're already drowned.
They're literally frozen in water.
They forgot how to swim.
Radiant's
It's not
top
their
tower
fault.
is under attack.
They were never taught. They never knew how to swim. It's like, it's so cruel of an analogy.
You made it 10 times more cruel.
What?
Dire's
I was like,
bottom
man,
tower is
it
under
was the
attack.
Titanic. Bit of a disaster, but by now it's not too soon. But when you're just like, yep, you didn't actually know how to
Dire's
swim.
bottom
You
tower
just
has
fail at
fallen.
like
Wait, didn't you say
basics
that? I
in
said they
life.
drowned. You said they didn't know how to swim.
Oh, okay. My bad. Am I putting words into your mouth for you? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Derek's about to pick himself up an abyssal blade 28 minutes in. He's a catapult away. Oh, actually, no, he's 50 gold away. There's no agents for him because his own team blocked the spawn. They put a sentry ward in to block the spawn. Then they realize they're only hurting themselves.
Yep. What's the hotkey for GPM?
GPM is I. Sorry, it's oh, that's fantasy points. It's you. That's you.
You?
Yep.
Oh, my U is hotkey differently. That's why I couldn't do it.
You can also just click the down bar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you can do it manually, but it looks so unprofessional when you do that. Oh.
Well, nobody can see me do it, so.
You're right, they cannot. They all watch my perspective instead. As I instantly try to click over and hit on O, and I'm like, oh, that's fantasy points. Which currently is 12.2 going the way of the animate. Somehow PL has 11.1. I say somehow. His farm isn't that bad, and he still hasn't died as a core, which is where he holds on to his fantasy points.
Oh. AM. Hey
For now.
guys.
Yeah, PL's coming back in to try and fight this, and then
No mana on
Abyssal
AM.
Blade. That's a Sonic Wave into the middle of nowhere. But snagging him set the Sonic Wave. It's okay. Like, it's all about the D.
And now he's full mana again soon because of IO. They don't really have. Yeah, they have mana boots, so if they wait for the tether, they can get twice as much.
They got mana boots as well as Greaves. They're just combining it all up together. So they slowly chip away at the towers now. Boreal, as you imagine, are in they're in a position where the only way they win now is getting this last 100 gold into Jenkins. Now he only needs 35 gold. What's he gonna do? Like, you have to sell the TP scroll. Like, he needs to be on that front line right now. Yeah, he'll sell the TP scroll. Picks up the blink dagger. This is the moment. This is the time when Imagine can pull it back. Jenkins is actually running for Derek on the top. He doesn't have enough of a creep wave to make the most out of this Echo Slam. It's a level 2, but it's the instant stun. Derek's already backed up. Now, do the Radiant see this? No, they don't. They haven't spotted out the Earthshaker yet. They don't know they're up against this blink dagger. Jenkins has to keep his distance and land that Echo. It looks good now. It looks very good now. If they just come close enough. Derek's close, but with the Sonic Wave, it actually forces Boreal to retreat and let the illusions do their work up against the range racks. And then he blinks into the top and takes out the range racks on top. Imagine can't find the fight they're looking for.
I imagine Jenkins right now going in and echo slamming right when the curse has already gone off and he just hits the target.
Don't imagine that. Like then it will affect game 2.
Yes.
If that happens, then you fully affect game 2. Now he revealed himself, but I haven't seen a blink, a ping come out from Boreal yet. But what they are doing is attacking into that PL with the Animation Wisp. While the Lina is almost finishing up the range racks. Fiery Soul Charge is helping with this. And oh, Dazzle, it's just not your day. The curse is on the Earthshaker. They snowball protected the Lina. And Rubik actually managed to steal a curse. The Earthshaker,
And
I never even saw him throw a good
PL.
game. It's over. This is so over. This game has been a slaughter. An absolute slaughter. The anti-mage... Oh wait, they actually cancelled the GG. No! If they did, they would have had the kill on the AM. But they failed. But that
That would have affected his fantasy points.
critical part of the game. Oh man. Well, Boreal just completely crushed Imagine.
I can't imagine that.
You don't have to. It's reality.
Yeah.
That's
We're
it.
in a rift.
336 last hits in 31 minutes with 904 on your anti-mage. That's rough. That's real rough. We're going to try and smooth things out. We'll be back.